Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host Chris, and we are fast approaching the release date for Wakanda Forever, the sequel to Black Panther, which is the final movie in Phase 4 for the MCU now that we are in the multiverse saga. Now, there's a lot that we need to talk about before we go into this film as far as where we're at in the MCU, but also where we're at in Wakanda with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. And although it is very tragic and a real-life issue outside of the MCU, it did leave a problem for the MCU, and that was one of the most iconic characters from Wakanda, T'Challa, now doesn't have an actor. Now, there are opportunities where one could simply recast, and this is certainly something that the fan base has made very clear, but Ryan Coogler, the director, and Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, decided they were not going to recast T'Challa in Wakanda Forever. So the way they've decided to move forward has become a bit of a mystery and a hot topic for fans of the MCU, for fans of Black Panther and his legacy, and for people who love to talk about this topic, comic book movies. Now today we're not going to necessarily dive into all of the who's going to be Black Panther, what's going to be like without T'Challa. We're going to talk more about a secret post-credit scene. Now, I'm going to talk exactly what I mean by that, but it appears that in the early screenings, the world premieres for this film, there was something missing. And this has been heavily talked about by insiders and people who were invited to the event, how there was only one post-credit scene, but these people aren't buying it. Critics, fans, YouTubers, all of the individuals who were invited to the red carpet are saying that doesn't seem like the entirety of what this movie has to offer. So we're going to talk about the secret post-credit scene, or the possibility of the secret post-credit scene, in today's video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the other major movie and television news updates happening daily here on the channel. You can also follow me on my other socials, Instagram at Chris M. Rosser and Twitter at TheCultureChris. Links to both of those are in the description down below. So, spoiler warning, I suppose, in case you don't want to talk about any intimate details about the movie. We will be talking about the fact that there are some post-credit scenes, but I haven't seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever just yet. I know in the past I have been invited to the red carpet events. I did not attend the one for Wakanda Forever, so I have not seen the film. I don't know what any of the post-credit scenes are about. I only know what I've heard from friends and people who I know who have seen the film. And I myself am avoiding any major spoilers so I can enjoy it when it releases with the rest of you guys. With that being said, let's jump into the topic. So, I know for a fact that at the Wakanda Forever world premiere and at other screeners happening around the world for journalists to watch it, for critics to watch it, that it had a post-credit scene. I don't know what it was, but I know that there was one. Now, traditionally, with big Marvel blockbusters and movies like this, you are expecting to see two. Now, they're not always both very serious. Sometimes there's one kind of goofy one, and sometimes there's one that pushes the plot forward, either for that specific character or for the entirety of the MCU. But more often than not, there are two important post-credit scenes. One that pushes the character forward, and one that pushes the story forward. So, why did we only get one for Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Well, there's a few theories going around. My favorite, of course, is the one that's called the secret post-credit scene, because that's a really fun title, that's a really cool fun thing to say and to hope for. And we're going to talk about what I think that could be, but there's also a possibility that it is a added tribute to Chadwick Boseman that they wanted to release on the premiere of the film. Not have it play during the world premiere, not have it play during the screeners, but specifically and uniformly, we can all watch this post-credit sequence together when the movie releases worldwide. Now, I can completely buy into that possibility and even maybe that likelihood, but I'd much rather talk about the secret post-credit scene. So, although I don't know what the first credit scene is, I know that it isn't Doom. That much I have heard. In fact, anybody could Google this, and there are several different reports saying that Doom did not make an appearance in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and how disappointed everybody was because that was a major rumor that was circulating around, that we would get our first introduction to Victor Von Doom, or his corporation, or his silhouette, or his voice, or something, either at the end or in a post-credit sequence for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which makes perfect sense. This is a big movie about fighting over vibranium and resources that have been made available by Wakanda, and how now all of a sudden the people from Atlantis and Namor are not happy because all of these people are looking around in the oceans for vibranium. Something along that line is the plot and the idea of where we're moving into this. And the idea was that this was Doom. Doom was the one that was going to be causing all of this problem, and that would be revealed at the very end. Now, the reports are all saying that that did not happen. But those same reports are saying that there was a post-credit scene missing, that there was only one. Now, the reasonable thing to do would be to assume that that's because there only was one. In fact, there was no post-credit scene missing. There was only one to be shown. Nah, you're completely right. That would be the reasonable thing to do. But I'm a YouTuber. I'm not going to do the reasonable thing. I'm going to talk about what that actually means and make up an entire secret scenario where they didn't show the post-credit scene because they wanted nobody to spoil Doom. That's a huge revelation for a character who, if we're moving into Secret Wars, as we know we are, has a very important role. And if you're going to hear that over Variety confirming for you that, hey, Doom is on the horizon because we're talking about it, because we saw it and we know it, that's kind of disappointing. Talking about it in a video like this, in my opinion, you could disagree and will probably let me know in the comment section down below if you do, but this is theoretical. This isn't concrete, hard evidence of, look, this is the post-credit scene. This is simply me thinking into a microphone that, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if Marvel pulled a fast one on all the critics, all the reporters, and all the YouTubers and said, hey, there's only one post-credit scene, but in fact there's two. There's a secret one that you guys didn't get to see, and everybody will get to see that at the very end together when the movie releases for the world. That's something that I think would be an absolute blast. But we have to be honest, most likely I wouldn't hold your breath. It sounds like after all of the rumors and suggestions that Doom is showing up into the MCU for the very first time in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it did not happen according to the reports coming from the early screenings. Now, this is where things get a little complicated, as any type of insider or scooper or YouTuber reporting on these scoops, things change, and things change often. There's a real possibility that Dr. Doom was in the conversation to make an appearance for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And it's possible that they even shot scenes of this happening, but later changed their minds and didn't want to take focus away from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So they've omitted that scene. But in my mind, in my ever longing for grandeur, for Excelsior, for everything great, I'm hoping that Marvel maybe is just pulling a fast one, and that there really is a secret post-credit scene revealing Doom in the MCU. Now, I have zero expectations for this to even give us an actor, a face, or anything beyond a silhouette or a logo for the Von Doom company, but it would be really fun, especially with all of the hype and excitement around the Fantastic Four and their now announced movie coming later on in Phase 6. But this is only the end of Phase 4. We have one more project, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, that we'll be releasing just in a couple weeks. And then we'll be shifting into Phase 5, which has a lot of promise and a lot of big connections down the road, with some big team-up movies happening soon. Let me know what you guys think, though. Are you hoping to see a secret post-credit scene? We're hearing from insiders there's only one, but maybe Marvel's holding out a second one to keep it a huge surprise and to reveal Victor Von Doom. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched to the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. And I'll catch all of you guys in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.